Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this video, we are going to see current affairs of 13th August 2023. So let's get started with our discussion. So first we are going to see a brief introduction regarding the topics, and later on we are going to see detailed analysis, and we are also going to understand how can we connect current affairs with the static syllabus, and we are going to see the Hindu PDF at the last. So now let's get started, and if you are watching this Rathod's IAS for the first time, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be getting notifications whenever we are posting the video. So the first topic is about 4 key laws including Data Protection Act gets President assent. So what is the meaning of this President assent here? So if you are talking about any bill to become an act means nothing but law. So it have to undergo some stages. So first one is, so this bill should be introduced in the first house. In the first house there will be effective debates, discussion and voting. So in voting, if this bill is passed, then that bill will be introduced in the second house of parliament. And here also we will be having debates, discussion, voting, and in this debates and discussion we will be having different rounds of reading also. So whenever we consider that after voting, so this bill is passed in the second house, that bill will be present before president. And president will have again choices. So president can give the sign, can keep the sign or assent, or he may send back. He or she may send back for reconsideration to the house. And next one is, they can keep that bill in the pocket, that is called as pocket veto. That will be, there will be no action will be taken by president. So these are some choices which are present before the president. So when the president is giving the sign, or he is keeping the giving the sign or keeping the sign or giving the assent, means what happened, that will be published in the gazette, and from now onwards, so that bill, it is going to become a law. So this is the lawmaking process. So as you all know that we have 3 organs of the state, that is executive, we have legislature and we have judiciary. So executive work, it is to implement the laws. But who will make the laws? So law making process vested with this legislature. So legislature will make the laws and judiciary will interpret the laws, whether that laws are according to our constitution or not. So this is the duty of the judiciary. Judiciary need to see whether that law which is made by the parliament or which is implemented by this executive, whether it is according to the constitution or not. So if it is according to the constitution, it is okay, good. But if it is not according to the provisions of constitution, so judiciary will make that law as null and void. It will strike down this. Okay, so this is the law making process. Here you have to see what is the meaning of this president assent, and I discussed about that. And here you have to see which are those 4 key laws. And from tomorrow onwards, for sure, we are going to get editorials regarding the past bills or the bills which got president's assent. And this topic is important from your polity, which comes under your GS paper 2. And next topic is about UNFPA project in Rajasthan for gender sensitivity gets support from experts. So here actually now in our society we are facing a problem called as patriarchy. So patriarchy means nothing but male dominated society. So we are seeing male dominated society. So even I am from the family which we can see there is a patriarchy. So even though I am working, so my condition in the home will be entirely different. Okay. So here if you see, yes, I accepted that we are living in patriarchal society, and because of this patriarchal society, so there is some impact seen on women empowerment. So even women, they are not coming outside for doing jobs and they are not contributing to our economy because of this patriarchal mindset. So let me know your opinion regarding patriarchy, whether you will accept that patriarchy is present or not. And as a citizen, as a responsible citizen, so what is your responsibility? To decrease this patriarchy or to make gender sensitivity in the society. So please let me know in the comment box. And next topic is about flying fox bats for vigilance while day roosting, fine study. So here you have to understand the word roost. Roost is nothing but the place where they are resting, okay, that is called as roost. Especially if you have seen the bats. So I have one memory that near my in-laws house, there will be one tree. On that tree you can see in the daytime hundreds of bats will be there, and that tree will be like leaves will be not appearing, so only we can see black color bats. They will be hanging on the branches of that tree. So this is called as roosting. So if it is possible, I will be also posting an image, okay, regarding this roosting. So this word is roosting, you have to know that. So it is not only used for the bats, but even this word roosting is used for birds also. So birds and the bats, so where they are taking rest, that place is called as roosting. So here you have to know about this flying fox. So why this study is done on this flying fox, and here you have to see what are the ecological services. What are the ecological services provided by the bats? You have to know that, okay. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology, which comes in the GS paper 3. And next topic is, I found one interesting image regarding this Nehru Trophy boat race, and you have to know this facts regarding this Nehru Trophy, because there is a high chance of getting question regarding this as well. And here please let me know, so which is the lake which is famous for this Nehru Trophy boat race, and this lake which is present in state of Kerala, and let me know whether it is a freshwater lake or saline lake, and what is the importance of that lake also. And next topic is, NATO caliber weapons are being given to IS, Islamic State coalition, by terror group, says United Nations. So now United Nations came with a report, and this report says that here ISK, that is a terrorist organization which is getting the weapons, and they are NATO caliber. That means they are very high advanced weapons they are getting. So they are getting from the help of terrorist groups. So this article is very important, because so we have to understand, so what will be the impact when these terror organizations, they are getting high advanced weapons. And this topic is important from your international relations, which comes in a GS paper 2. And next one is, low human activity helps coral despite warm ocean. So as you all know that these corals, they are nothing but the shells which are mainly made up of polyps. And we can see these corals will appear in different colors, and they will be very attractive, so believe me. So you can see a number of videos in YouTube also, such that you can understand how attractive the corals will be. You can see in the green color, pink color, blue color, orange color, yellow color. So why? What is the reason behind the different colors? It is because of zooxanthellae. Zooxanthellae is a photosynthesis making organism which are living in these corals. So based on this zooxanthellae, it will be providing different attractive colors to these corals. And these corals are very important marine ecosystem, because they will be hosting a lot of biodiversity, and they are also called as rainforest of oceans. So please let me know why these corals are called as rainforest of oceans. So don't forget to do your homework. So I am getting the answers from Nawaz, and next person is Aditya and Neetu. Only 3 persons they gave answers for the yesterday's questions. So what are the rest? So please try to give the answers, and try to see that your name is announced by me or not in the next video. Okay. So if you are giving answers, this will be useful for you only. So why you are becoming lazy day by day? So as UPSC aspirant, so you should be very active. Right. So if you are increasing your performance, then that will automatically boost your preparation. Right. So try to give the answers for the questions. Don't forget. And next one is hominin migration linked to climate shifts. So here actually you know that, so these humans sapiens, Homo sapiens sapiens, so they came from the apes. But in the transformation from ape to humans, a number of substages are there. For example, we have Homo erectus, Neanderthals, etc. Right? So in this hominoid species, they move from one place to another place. Why? Because of only one reason, that is because of climate change. So because of climate change, these human-like people, they move from one place to another place. So this is the one study, so we are going to see that. And if you are from anthropology background, so this topic is at most important. And next topic is global ecosystem water use efficiency has stalled. So here in our global ecosystem, that means ecosystem which is connected with each and every continent, what happened? So one problem that we are seeing is there is stall. There is stall of water use efficiency. So water use efficiency has been remained same. So what will be the impact? The impact will be there will be lowered photosynthesis. So what happens if photosynthesis is lowered? So this photosynthesis is the process by which plants utilizing carbon dioxide and water, and that will be converted into what? That will be converted to glucose, C6H12O6, and it will release oxygen into atmosphere, right? So without this photosynthesis, there will be no food production. So already number of countries are facing hunger, they are facing poverty and food instability, food insecurity. So how can we address those problems? So those problems can be addressed whenever there is increased food production. But on the other side, because of this climate change, now in the global ecosystem, there is a water use efficiency stall. So you have to let me know what is your opinion regarding this. So what will be the impact? And this topic is obviously important from your environment and ecology. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss in this video. So stay tuned and please don't skip the video anywhere. So try to watch this video from first to last. Okay. And if you are talking about the first topic, it is talking about what? 4 key laws, including Data Protection Act gets President assent. So actually one important law which is very relevant from our UPSC point of view here is Data Protection Act. Okay, so since 2017 onwards, we are trying to come up with this data protection law in our country. But now finally in this monsoon session, so this bill had been passed and finally even we got assent from the president. So this is a very important thing, and because of this we can see there is a milestone that crossed regarding data protection in India. Because already European Union, US, number of countries are having their own data protection laws. But in India, there is no data protection law till now. So because of this data breach that had happened. Now, yes, we have protecting. So we are going to protect our data from now. So that is through this Data Protection Act. So now, let us try to see the context. So our president gave assent to 4 key laws. So one of that law is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. So now let us try to see which are those laws. So first one is Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Act. And now this act which provides 3-member authority. And this 3-member authority will handle the transfer and as well as the postings of Group A officers under this Delhi government. And this one is Data Protection Law, which provides the framework to prevent the misuse of individual personal data in online platforms. And this one is Data Services Bill had seen extensive debate in both houses as well. And the Data Protection Bill was passed by voice vote. That means yay or no's, okay, ayes or no's. So here through this voice vote it had been passed, and even though opposition party they are doing protest because of this Manipur issue, so this bill, the many bills they had been passed in the absence of proper debate, discussion, voting. So if we talk about some facts regarding this digital data personal bill, so this content I copied from Business Standard because this is not given in the Hindu, so I copied from this Business Standard. Okay. So the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill passed unanimously in Rajya Sabha, and actually even in the lower house also. So this bill had been passed even though despite of opposition party doing protest. And the norms of this act will apply to personal data which collected by online platforms. So if you're talking about the key features, so what are they? So first one is the firms who are dealing with the data. So they must protect the personal data. So first one here is So the firms who are dealing with the data, they have to protect personal data even if it is stored in a third-party data processor. So even the data is stored in the third-party data processor, so they must protect the personal data. And if in case there is any data breach, companies, they have to inform the data protection board and users regarding the data breach. And especially children's data and data of physically disabled people and with guardians, they must be processed only after the consent. So for children, the consent should be given by the parents or guardians, and even for this physically disabled people also, yes, they have to give the consent, that is the guardians need to give the consent regarding the processing of data. And next one is the firms, they have to appoint data protection officer also. So this is one important thing. And appeals against this data protection bill decisions, they have to be heard by tribunal, that is Telecom Dispute Settlements and Appellate Tribunal. So from now onwards, Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal, they are going to hear the cases. And here this tribunal will summon and examine the people under oath, and they will be inspecting the books and documents of companies working with personal data. And even it may also give advice to the government regarding the blocking of access to the intermediary, etc. And even if there is any breach, so there is a provision of penalty also. So penalty can go up to rupees 250 crores for data breach and failure to protect the personal data, or to inform this digital protection bill, data protection bill and users of the breach. So there is a lot of hefty penalties will be imposed under the data breach. So this is about this topic in detail, and now let us try to see next topic. So next topic is about United Nations Population Fund. So here in this video, I forgot, actually I am accepting honesty that I forgot to include some facts regarding this UNFPA. So now I want to give you homework to you students. So please see some facts regarding this UNFPA. So what is this? So when this body came into picture, so what is the mandate, what are the functions, everything. So here title says UNFPA project in Rajasthan for gender sensitivity gets support from experts. So here we have to focus on what is this UNFPA. Okay, and even you have to see the role of patriarchy. So patriarchy in society. So what is the negative impact? So I am asking only negative impacts. So negative impacts of patriarchy in society. So please let me know in the comment box. So now let us try to understand this topic. So actually here UNFPA came up with a 4-month-long project in state of Rajasthan. And this project has an important aim to promote gender equality in society and to shape public opinion, and it want to end the gender-based discrimination. Yes, gender-based discrimination will be there. So for example, I will be giving you like some basic examples that we can see in our home. Like whenever you see in a family, girl child and boy child will be there. So always we will be buying the cars, motor vehicles for boy, but not for the girl. So for the girl we will be buying teddy bears or some any dolls. So we will be preferring dolls for the girl, but here for boys we will be buying cars and some motor vehicles. So why there is discrimination? And this one is if there is a boy child and girl child will be there in the home, so we will be sending the boy child for any nearby shops, but we are not sending the girls, right? So there also we are showing gender discrimination that is seen in my home itself. Okay, so here what is your opinion regarding this patriarchy and what is the negative impacts? So please let me know in the comment box. So if you see the details here, United Nations Population Fund, it is focusing on to end gender sensitivity, gender discrimination. I want to improve the gender sensitivity of the society, and we have to eliminate the customs which are present in our society, which are promoting patriarchy in the society. So now in this generation we are saying that here you are a girl, you should stay in the home. Boy, he can go out. So if we are teaching that for our children, means the same children, they will be going to become big in the next generation, and they will also teach the same for their children and their grandchildren, like that. So this chain will be continuous. So if we are not bringing any change in our society now, then what happened? You are not going to see a gender sensitive society nowhere in the future also. So here, because of this, United Nations Population Fund, which came up, and it came up with a study to end gender discrimination, sexual violence, and to promote human rights and to promote this gender norms, etc. So here actually it conducted study and it take part. Okay, so who took part in this study? Especially youth. So why youth? Why youth? Because today's children are tomorrow's citizens. So youth, they are going to enter into the relations of marriage soon. So because of this, they have to treat their wife as par as them. There should be no gender discrimination. Okay, so here this project will enable the youth to challenge the social norms promoting discrimination, and they have to promote gender equality, and gender disparity should be removed, so that we can see there is a gender empowerment in the society. So this is about this topic in detail. And next topic is flying fox bats for vigilance while day roosting. Find study. So if you are talking about this fact, so I will be telling you the crux of this article. So here this is a bat, especially fruit bat. So let me know what are the diseases which are spread by these fruit bats. Especially there will be lot of diseases will be transmitted, or the host will be the fruit bats. So what are they? Especially in Kerala, we have one important disease that had been spread recently because of this flying foxes or fruit bats. So please let me know. So here actually this bats. So if you see bats, so I can say they are against nature. They are against nature because they will search the food in the night times. So that means they are nocturnal animals. They will be active in the night time in the search of food. They are called as nocturnal animals. And even if you see this image, so these bats, they are hanging to the branches. So their head will be down and their legs will be up like this. This will be wings, right? So this is the body. So here their head will be down and their legs will be up. So this is opposite to nature. So because of this, that I said that these bats are against nature, but they also forms under our biodiversity. They will be also providing some ecological services. So what happened during this day roosting? That means in this resting time also. So 98% of the time they will be spending in this vigilance, because they will also face a threat from the prey. And even what predators, and they will be also having the impact because of light, because of heat, etc. So because of this, here most of the times, even when they are taking rest, so they will be spending a lot of time in vigilance. So if you see context, it says that India's largest species of bat, that is named after canine fabbed to be sly, and this flying fox, which spends about 7% of its day roosting time being environmentally vigilant. So this is the thing which said by a new study. A new study states that the most of the time which is taken rest by this bats, so they will be spending in vigilance. So their nectar and fruit eating flying fox is generally considered as vermin. Vermin means it is causing danger or it is leading to the crop failure. So here actually because of this vermin status, so it had the Schedule 5 of Indian Wildlife Act. But what happened? So because of this ecological services were provided by this bats, so we decreased that protection to the Schedule 2 now, and it is getting high degree of protection now. So this bat species, they are the keystone species. So what are the role? So they helps in dispersal of many plants in tropical systems. And this keystone species, one of the disproportionately having the large effect on the natural environment related to its abundance, and will be also having impact on many other organisms in the ecosystem as well. So we're talking about this study which describes about the vigilance behavior of an individual. And actually in this vigilance, so they will be scanning the surroundings regarding the competition or regarding the predation risk or not. And even if you're talking about this vigilance, so they will be vigilancing during the daytime, and most bats they forage at the night and they spend more than half of their lives in roosting. So during this roosting, so they will be seeing whether there is any threat they are having or not, so they can stay or not. Okay, so these are some important things which are given in these articles. So if we're talking about the predators on which this flying fox will be eaten, like we have jungle cats, golden jackals, common palm civets, and crested serpent eagles, black kites, spotted owlets. They are the threats. And apart from that, they are also facing the biggest threat to the flying fox. It is from humans itself, because they are killed for the meat and because they are killed for the medicine as well. So here they are also facing some threats like the felling of roost trees. They have contributed to the dramatic decrease in the population of the species. So this is about this topic. So here if you see this flying fox, it is also facing some threats from humans, because humans are killing them for meat and as well as medicine. And even they are facing issues regarding habitat loss. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us try to see the next topic. Next topic, it is about Nehru Trophy boat race. So I found this image which is very interesting, and you need to know the facts regarding this boat race, because it will come as a part of our art and culture. So it is the culture of the people. So they will be going for this race. So now let us try to see some facts regarding this Nehru Trophy boat race. So it is also called with another popular name, that is called as Vallam Kalli. So Vallam Kalli, it is a boat race. So it is held in Punamada Lake and as well as Vembanad Lake near this Alappuzha, that is nothing but LFE, that is done in August every year. So it is one of the most popular event of race in the competition of this snake boats. So these snake boats are also called as Chundan Vallams. Okay, so because of this, the name for this race is called as snake boat race. So other categories of boats, for example, Churulan Vallam and Irtukunte Vallam, Odi Vallam, etc., they also participates in the competition. And it is also organized by the Nehru Trophy Boat Race Society under the guidance of district administration. So Vembanad, it is the longest lake in India, so which spans the several districts in Kerala. So it is also known as Punnamada Lake in Kuttanad and Kochi Lake in Kochi. Okay, so these are some important facts that you have to remember regarding this Nehru boat race. And now let us try to see the next topic. It is about NATO caliber weapons are being given to ISK by terror groups, says United Nations. So here recently United Nations came up with a report regarding how this ISK are getting the arms. So context says that NATO caliber weapons were being transferred to Islamic State Khorasan province. So how they are getting? From the other groups like Taliban, Al-Qaeda and even TTP, that is Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, according to United Nations report. So it is one of the cause of concern. So after Taliban came into power in Afghanistan, so for the other countries which are sharing boundary with this Afghanistan, they are having some threats from this Taliban. And even there are a number of attacks that we saw in Pakistan also. There is increasing of suicide bomb attacks that was seen in Pakistan, and recent mosque attack, and recently we had number of attacks, like 6 attacks from the January 2023 in Pakistan. So in this 17th report of Secretary General on the threat posed by ISIL to international peace and security, said by this United Nations states, and because of this proliferation of weapons in Afghanistan, West Asian Africa, so they are one of the particular cause of concerns. And even these terrorist organizations, they are also having increased access to the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, that is using of drones, and also they started using of improvised explosive devices, that is IEDs. And after this Taliban takeover of this Afghanistan, so the member states are also expressing the concern regarding the proliferation of large number of quantities of weapons, and which is other than the military equipment within Afghanistan. So because of this, what happened now, there is an issue of increasing of security challenges for the countries which are sharing boundary with Afghanistan. So this is the crux of this article. And let us see the next topic. It is about low human activity helps corals despite warm ocean. So this article is also very important, because corals is a one important topic from your environment and ecology, and even in geography also you will be studying about this coral reefs. So if you see context, it says that, so one study published in Nature says, so whenever where there is decreased human activity, so it is good for corals. So because of increasing of human activity, that will be having negative impact on these corals. So simultaneously mitigating human impacts on land and sea, so that will reduce the coral loss during the unprecedented marine heat wave in Hawaii, and supported coral reef persistence after heat wave. So what happens? So because of this human intervention, so there is temperature increase, that will lead to heat wave. So because of this heat wave, that will be having negative impact on these corals. And once the decreasing of heat wave, again that led to the persistence of this reef. So this is the thing which mainly said in the one study, and this study which is published in a paper called as Nature. So if you talk about details, it says that the findings demonstrated the potential of combined management strategies. So we have to come up with a combined management strategies that will be helpful for the protecting of coral reefs. So here I will get a one doubt. I am getting one doubt, like so why we need to protect these corals? So the question is, so what is the significance of these corals? Please let me know in the comment box. So what are the significance of these corals? So at least I am expecting you are going to give 5 to 6 points regarding the ecological services provided by these corals. Okay. So if we are talking about this coral reef ecosystems, they are frequently impacted by human activity on land and in sea. So in the land and as well as in the sea also, so this coral reef ecosystem, they are frequently impacted by the human activities, and because of especially land-based disturbances, including wastewater pollution and as well as sea-based disturbances because of overfishing, exploitation of fishing, etc. And these corals, they are especially impacted by prolonged periods of warm oceanic temperatures. That means because of increasing of temperature, that will lead to oceanic acidification. So it is having the negative impact. And even because of this marine heat waves, that is leading to the causing of coral bleaching, and finally coral death is happening. And human impacts analyzed included in the urban runoff, wastewater pollution, fishing restrictions, etc. So if we're talking about the coral vulnerability, so reefs with the mitigated land and sea-based human impacts, they showed that increased coral cover before the heat wave and reduced coral loss during the heat waves. So author who modeled that, yes, whenever we are seeing there is a reducing land and sea-based human impacts, they are resulted in 3 to 6 fold greater probability of reef having high reef builder. So what happens? So whenever there is a human activities they are impacting, means that will be also decreasing the activity of this coral, like reef building activity will be restrained. So because of this, here we have to go for integrated land sea management. So with this land sea management, then we can achieve the coastal ocean conservation goals, and that will provide the coral reefs with the best opportunity to persist in our changing climate. So if we're talking about these coral reefs, they are the colonies of tiny living creatures, and these creatures they are found in oceans. So we have surface water corals and also deep water corals, and we have different color corals and even black corals as well. And these are normally underwater structures. They are formed of coral polyps, and it is mainly built up of calcium carbonate. And these coral reefs are called as tropical rainforest as well, because the sea, which may occupy just 0.1% of oceanic surface, but it is also providing the home for 25% of marine species. So because of this, these corals are called as the tropical rainforest. Okay, so these are some important things. And if you're talking about which are the factors which are affecting this coral reefs, the first one is human activities. Because of this, that is leading to the climate conditions or climate change. So high temperature of water leads to declination of these corals, right? And because of this, we can also see that will lead to ocean acidification, and because of overfishing. So overfishing is also one of the major cause of concern that will lead to ecological imbalances of the coral reefs. And coastal development, so development of coastal infrastructure and tourist resorts. Okay, so that will be having a significant impact. And one is pollution. So the toxic pollutants which are dumped directly into oceans. So because of this, that is leading to the poisoning of these coral reefs. And even because of sedimentation, that means this corals, they need the clear water, but because of sedimentation and because of construction site dumping. So whenever we are going for destruction of any construction site nowadays, we are taking that waste and dumping into the nearby water bodies, especially in the oceans. So because of this, what happened, that will be also leading to the increasing of sedimentation. So because of this, it is also posing a threat for this coral reefs. So please let me know what is the significance of what are the ecological services provided by the corals. So because of that, you can understand why we need to preserve these corals. And next topic is hominin migration linked to climate shifts, say study. So this article is important because you have to understand how humans they came from, they evolved. So you have to know this evolution line. So here researchers used a deep sea sediment core which provided the temperature record for Europe. And this core, which is from 8 lakhs to 1.8 million years ago, so it mainly helped to evaluate geographical range of hominin species, and this study published in Science. So around 1.1 million years ago, Mediterranean region was characterized by long stable interglacial conditions. So because of this, it allowed for hominoid establishment here. So but because of glacial conditions beginning around 1.1 million years ago, so because of this here, these species which had been evolved, so they had not been sustained here, so they started moving to the other places. So this is about this topic. And next topic is global ecosystem water use efficiency has stalled. So here you have to know two important concepts, that is carbon assimilation and evapotranspiration. So if you're talking about this, title says that global ecosystem water use efficiency has stalled. So context says that because of increases in global ecosystem water efficiency, the ratio between carbon assimilation to water evapotranspiration have been stalled. So carbon assimilation, that means nothing but here inorganic carbon is taken by plants. For example, carbon dioxide, and that is converted into organic carbon like glucose, right? So here this process is called as carbon assimilation. It is nothing but the preparation of food. And evapotranspiration, transpiration is nothing but, if you see, this is as a leaf. So in leaf, beside below the leaf, that means under the leaf we will be having small openings, so they are called as stomata. So they will be like this, stomata. So what are the water which is taken by this plant? So some amount will be released into the water in the form of a vapor through this stomata. So this process is called as evapotranspiration. So whenever heat is more, then the transpiration rate is also very high. So because of this, you can see one adaptation seen in desert plants. So they will be having waxy coating on the leaves to decrease the evapotranspiration. So this article says that the ratio between carbon assimilation to water evapotranspiration, which has been stalled since 2001. So here because of rising of vapor pressure deficit. So here if you see, this article says that, so because of this, yes, there is a negative impact on photosynthesis. So whenever this photosynthesis is suppressed, means what happened? So there is a less food that will be produced. So photosynthesis is nothing but the process through which the food production is happening. So what is the equation of this photosynthesis? CO2 plus H2O gives, in the presence of sunlight, gives C6H12O6 plus O2. So it is not a balanced equation, so you can balance it, so if you want. Okay, so this is about this equation regarding the photosynthesis. So if there is no photosynthesis made, there is no food production. So this study which highlights that, so we are going to have adverse effect of our warming climate. So it may undermine the human reliance on nature-based climate solutions to achieve carbon neutrality. So we have to take urgent steps. So this is the crux of this article. And now I want to announce a small thing regarding this daily mains answer writing practice course. So we in Rathod's IS, we came up with this daily mains answer writing course, and this course, it is very helpful for the beginners and as well as the students who already gave their attempts. So in this course, we are mainly focusing on how to improve your answer writing skills, because without proper answer writing skills, you are not going to clear UPSC at all. So to improve this answer writing skills, you have to focus on like content, presentation, and diagrams, conclusion, introduction, so how we are addressing, so what is the way of approach, all the things that you have to focus. So those things are taught in this daily mains answer writing course, and here you are going to write daily one question, and on Sundays you will be having essay or case study practice. And here in this course you are covering entire your syllabus, which includes GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, even with case studies and essays. And we provide model answer for each and every question, and there will be detailed evaluation of your answer, and there will be live doubts clearing session. Apart from that, we are also going to have live essay writing also. So this course is absolutely beneficial. So if you are facing a problem regarding how to write an answer, and if you are lacking a mentor, so you can come and join this course, and the cost of this course is 8,200 rupees for 1 year. And if you want to enroll to this course, you can visit our website rathodscienceacademy.com, or you can directly call me on this number 8074765513. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number to clear your queries regarding this course. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today Hindu paper PDF. Today date is August 13th and today is Sunday. And please don't leave this Sunday newspaper, because you are going to get articles regarding environment and ecology and science and technology in your paper, in this Sunday paper especially. And the first topic is about 4 key laws including Data Protection Act gets President assent. I discussed this topic. You can leave the city page, and here you can see this article regarding United Nations Fund, Population Fund. So please do research regarding what is this UNFPA and let me know in the comment box. And if you move forward, here you can see this article regarding flying fox. I discussed this topic. And the next one is in the states page, you can see this image of boat race. And this one is Tribal Women Collective in Wayanad on a mission to conserve wild tubers. So go through this article once, and you have to see how this wild tubers are going to ensure the food security and nutritional benefits to the people. And next one is our Prime Minister, he said one statement that is about marginalized sections, biggest beneficiaries of government policies. And in this page number 11, you can see this article, Government Planning, Law on Protection of Indian Manuscripts. And this one is first Indian-made MRI scanner to be launched for clinical work in October. So it is one milestone that I can say in the field of medical. And this one is NATO caliber weapons are being given to ISK by terror groups, says United Nations. I discussed this topic. And the science page, you can see low human activity helps coral despite warm ocean. I discussed. And this one is hominin migration. I discussed this topic. And here you can see in TB detection, India far from meeting 2025 goal. So actually we have 2025 goal. It is to eliminate TB in India by 2025. But it is a far impossible goal. So this is the thing which mainly said, because we already came with a number of programs, but because of COVID-19 it had been delayed. So there is no proper implementation of national strategic plan. Okay, so this is about this article. And next one is global ecosystem water use efficiency discussed. And next interesting topic is North India is more affected by El Nino. So here already number of times we discussed about this El Nino. So when you are reading this concept called as monsoon, so we will be coming across these two words, that is La Nina and El Nino. So El Nino is nothing but what happened normally. Here we have India. So here we have Australia and here we have South America, right? So normally we will be having high pressure here and low pressure will be created in this Australia and India. So winds will be moving from high pressure to low pressure. But in El Nino, what happened? Low pressure will be created here. Okay, in El Nino condition, we can see low pressure will be created here and high pressure will be created here. So reversal wind movement will be happen. So that El Nino will get an impact like, so it will be leading to low rainfall. So it will be having impact on Indian monsoon. So we will be having less than normal, or we will be having less rainfall. Okay, so especially whenever we are talking about North India, how it will be impacted means, so if you draw the map here, so normally in this monsoons we will be having Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal branch, right? So it will be coming in this way and finally it will be meeting. So whenever the winds are moving from here to here, the amount of moisture will be carried by these winds will be decreased normally. And normally in the North India there will be less rainfall. And because of this El Nino, what happened? There will be the furthermore less rainfall is seen in North India. So that is the crux of this article. That's it. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding. So please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy and don't forget to hit the like button and share this video to others. So we are expecting only one thing from you here is more number of likes and more number of shares and comments. Okay, so I wish we are going to get that. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.